Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. Tease me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So, if you can do me a favor, click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part podcast, you have Mountain Dew upgrading their logo by going retro. Now, this comes to us, interestingly enough, by CNN Business, which is somehow still in business, particularly Jordan Valinsky, who's a writer over there. He says, quote, Mountain Dew is putting the mountain back in its logo. And here you can see the new old logo onto their iconic cans, which, yeah, does look a little bit better now that they added the mountain actually back to it. And they say, quote, Mountain Dew is getting a makeover with the word mountain reappearing on cans and bottles following roughly 2-decade-long hiatus. The PepsiCo-owned beverage is unveiling a new logo and packaging design that drops its sharply angular front and abbreviated title for imagery that evokes its rustic roots. As well as bringing back its namesake title to cans and bottles, consumers will see a new rolling out next May. The changes come amid slowing demand in North America for PepsiCo beverages, and more specifically, a sharp decline in volume for Mountain Dew, which has fallen, ouch, 7% in the first half of 2024, which, yeah, that's not great. And it's also one of the easiest things to cut from the budget during the unprecedented economic and political uncertainty. No one needs high fructose corn syrup in a can with 11 herbs and spices and chemicals no one can pronounce. Now, they also say, quote, Mountain Dew appears to ready shake off the adrenaline rush that has defined the brand's marketing for almost 2 decades, when a key strategy was to market Dew like an energy drink to an energy drink crowd, unquote. That is according to a publisher of Beverage Digest, Duane Stanford. Oddly specific publication, but accurate. Now, they also say, tapping into the nostalgia, the new logo marks the turn of the mountain, which was dropped in 2009, part of their rebrand of Pepsi's idea, which failed epically. Here you can see a kind of cool compilation. The first one, 1948. Yeah, the redesign 1969, 1996, 2005, which, yeah, I guess is kind of sad, but it is true. That's the kind of the real retro era. Then they have the 2009 era. Oh, the 2001 is oddly reminiscent of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, I tell you what, on the Xbox 360. Simpler times back then. And here you can see the 2025 and beyond logo where, yeah, they actually did I appreciate that. So, in comically small font, they did also add the text saying established in 1948 in between the arches of the W in Mountain Dew. They also add the little river at the bottom of the mountain, so you see that in the new logo as well. And they definitely need to do something. And it's funny, I mean, it used to be considered more of an energy drink. Nowadays, if you look at how much caffeine they put in those things, it's considered quite anemic when you have, conglomerates like, Red Bull, which has a lot more. You also have Monster energy drinks, which that's owned mostly by Coca-Cola. And then, of course, you do have, yeah, Monster, Red Bull. Oh, what's the new one that's up and coming that everyone is going after? Oh, what is that? They all have the nice, funny, comically large warning labels that tell you not to consume the product if you're pregnant and or nursing. That's when you know it's a real hardcore product. If there's a health warning the size of a $50 on it, which, or silver dollar for those who are coin collectors. But, oh, it still loses me. Ghost, yes, that is a weird name for an energy drink, but they are growing exponentially. People are paying $3 to $4 for a can of those things, and I'm not a fan of the carbonated energy drinks. It tasted okay. I tried one of those a couple months back. But yeah, you also had, I guess, part of the PepsiCo portfolio. For the first time ever, Dr. Pepper passed PepsiCo in sales. So yeah, things are definitely not going great in Pepsi world. And granted, overall their sales they're still doing fantastic because they own Frito-Lay. So overall, the company's still doing fantastic. I wish obviously invested decades ago. Not financial advice, but geez Louise, overall they're still doing quite well. Now, a couple years back, they did bring back a Mountain Dew that had real cane sugar, which tasted a lot better. In terms of diet sodas, I remember in high school, it was the closest diet soda that tasted similar to the real thing. Although, ironically and kind of hilarious, the real thing still had high fructose corn syrup, but I partially digress. So I know Mountain Dew, that was kind of the claim to fame when I was in high school. Like, that was the closest you can get while having a diet soda to get into the quote-unquote real thing. But nowadays, and I usually stock the fridge because I have podcast interviewees, so I want to make sure they have some type of beverage they prefer. I've never, ever had a single person ask, do you have Mountain Dew? And I interview everyone from, people earlier in the careers to more tenured. So I'd probably say 20s to 60s in terms of age demographics. Granted, regionally, it's all in DFW, Texas, or some people call it Texas. So small sample size, admittingly, but it'll be interesting to see how much marketing helps in terms of the redesign and kind of kicking off the new brand next year when they start to actually put these labels on the bottles and the cases. I mean, nostalgia does sell. There's a reason a lot of these companies are reverting back to their old logos when they kind of taste a little bit better. If you look at the font of the logo as well, very similar to the 1969 and 1996 variants of the logo, whereas the 2009 was much more angular, and the 2005 one was much more as a hip, the kids would say groovy, with more curves. So definitely going back to, I was about to say the roots, definitely going back to their mountains, so to say, or something to that effect. But let me know, do you think this is enough? I mean, beverages in particular, are very much, there's a big correlation between marketing and people actually buying it. Do you think it'll be enough to actually help turn around this trend of, again, 7% decrease in their sales, which, again, talk about the volume of units they're pushing is quite large. Let me look, and actually, another question, when was the last time we had a Mountain Dew? I can't help but think, personally, it might have been college. It's been over a decade. Time flies way too quick. And I haven't really craved one ever since. Not that it just doesn't really stand out. But let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.